you to get up now. I want all of you to get up out of your chairs. I want you to get up right now and go to the window, open it, and stick your head out and yell, I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore!
The American moment is here. Two choices, two Americas, decided by you. Hillary Clinton will keep us on the road to stagnation. Fewer jobs, rising crime, America diminished at home and abroad. Donald Trump will bring the change we're waiting for. America, better, stronger, more prosperous for everyone. A plan for tomorrow, a future brighter than our past. The choice is yours.
I'm Donald Trump, and I approve this message.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Smyth Radio. Your host, Brian Smith. Staying up all night last night for you, getting all the details, the information that was traveling across the webs of the interwebs and the net, breaking it down, getting all the details that you need to know on your way to work so that you'll be informed. You'll know what broke last night, what didn't break last night, things that are really important and critical that are going on with the FBI investigation. We've got some breaking news on that right now that just came out somewhere around 2:00 in the morning. And this is the morning update. We got 5 days left, folks. 5 days. Today is Friday. So all day today, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and then the 5th day would be Tuesday. It's getting really close. I believe most people are breaking out in hives and sweating profusely, but we'll get through this. We'll get through this without a doubt. Last night, Carrie and I did an interview with a gentleman by the name of Trevor Loudon. He wrote the book called The Enemies Within. It's about how communism is alive and well in America and throughout the world, just by a different name, and it's something that we need to constantly fight. We need to understand it. We need to push through it and defeat it. And so he's come out, he's taken his book, The Enemies Within, and he's created a movie or a documentary out of it. And we did an interview with him last night, which was about a 45-minute interview. We're processing that, putting that together, and we'll have that up on our website, smythradio.com, smythradio.com, where you can visit our Spreaker page. Spreaker is the website where we launch all our shows from. It's getting pretty popular. It's getting really popular. Ironically, we just picked that 3 years ago. We happened to pick it because they were able to get us up on iHeartRadio. And there you go again. If you want to find us on iHeartRadio, if you like to listen to us on the go on your phone, there's a quick link. It's iHeart.smythradio.com, or you can search Smyth Radio on iHeart and make it all one word, and it should come up. Okay, so with that being said, the biggest fight of our life, the biggest fight of America, is this coup. This takeover of our freedoms, this silent coup to where the left, the Democrats, who are complete and utter communist at this point in time, there's no question about it. Progressives, liberals, communists, and all of them, every single one of them. And that's something else that Trevor brought up. Not a single one of those elected officials on the Democrat side could ever pass a FBI federal background check to qualify for any high government position. I mean, there's congressmen and senators right now calling for the removal of security clearances for Hillary Clinton and all of her minions because of the violations that for the most part, once you get into this today, folks, she is the most treasonous, a criminal, individual out there that we have ever allowed to walk the streets and not be put in prison. And as you can see, the little icon I put up today for the show is Hillary for Prison 2016. That's good times, man. It's where she needs to be. I don't ever know if she'll see behind bars, but it will be shocking. It will be shocking to see her walking around for the next, or pushed around in a wheelchair for the next few years, pandering to people and pushing her agenda if Trump's elected, she's not going to go away. But like O.J. Simpson, we all know he killed his wife. And Ron Goldman, we all know he killed him. And it's become a laughing stock. It's become a joke. The world is laughing at us because she's gotten away with this for so long and so much. It's criminal. And it's so criminal how our system has fallen so far. It really has. And the elected officials, they're so afraid of losing their jobs. They're afraid of this. They're afraid of that. They never want, I don't want to be the first. I don't want to be the first sitting senator that files impeachment charges against the first black president. I'll be called a racist for life. Yeah, so it's never happened. But anyways, here's the trailer from Trevor Loudon, The Enemies Within. Here's the trailer for his new documentary. You can find it on Amazon. Just Google it and it'll come up. Trevor's name will come up. If you type in Trevor, Trevor, Lou, and he'll come up on the Google. But here's the trailer for his new movie coming up.
My name is Trevor Loudon.
Trevor Loudon is a guy from New Zealand. He's a dad who is concerned about the world.
I'm an activist, author, and researcher from Christchurch, New Zealand.
He is the official commie hunter.
For 5 years, I've been traveling to the United States to expose the greatest act of betrayal in modern history.
That old school communism that you saw with the USSR, it's not dead, it's alive and well, and it's not just in North Korea.
The United States, a country founded on the very principles of liberty and freedom, whose soldiers have shed blood for more than 200 years to protect, is now facing the most dangerous enemy it has ever seen, the enemy within.
I've been following your stuff for a long time, and it's overwhelming.
Why is America slowly sinking into poverty, despair, and socialism? Why is the American economy teetering on the brink of collapse? Why are the allies of the United States slowly backing away as its enemies become more brazen? Is this all an accident, perhaps a coincidence, or just inevitable decline? Or has this been a deliberately engineered attack on the greatest nation the world has ever seen?
We actually have bad actors who have penetrated our system, basically making decisions the way Iran and North Korea and China and Russia would like us to make decisions.
So basically Trojan horses inside the infrastructure.
Yeah, an insider threat.
America has enemies operating in the highest levels of the federal government who are deliberately working to bring the nation to its knees.
If you look at every policy that the Obama administration has instituted, it has an older brother living in Venezuela.
The enemies within names names and pulls no punches. It exposes exactly how hardcore anti-American activists have penetrated the highest branches of the US government and are working together to destroy the Constitution and finally extinguish the American dream.
We're seeing the disintegration of a noble world order.
If America falls, every Western country goes down.
If America is weakened, our allies are weakened. And then we talk about dominoes.
Every free nation will fall alongside her.
Understand what this is really about.
We've never been in more danger from these powers.
The enemies within will expose the names, reveal the faces, and show you what the mainstream media won't allow you to see.
The enemy is within because they are in our government.
You know, Carrie and I have been railing against the administration and railing against the Clintons and railing against the Democrat Party for years now because we know who they are. We know where they come from. You know, they're red diaper babies. They were raised in this communist ideology, this power-hungry, power grab, all the wealth at the top, everybody poor at the bottom. Communism does not support the middle class. America is the most unique nation in the world. It was founded on the fact that the government works for the people. And Trevor Loudon goes into that in his documentary. Just absolutely amazing what he's done, how much he's uncovered. Matter of fact, he was one of the very first people I think he was the first person to break that Obama's mentor was Frank Marshall Davis, a card-carrying communist himself, who Obama said was the greatest influence in his life. And so when Obama talks about the transformation of America, when he talks about that change, that hopey, changey thingy, what he's talking about changing America forever, meaning one world order, one globalist society, tear down those walls. You cannot be who you say you are. You cannot be free. You cannot live, and enjoying the fruits of your labor. You can't do that because the rest of the world isn't doing that. Well, the thing is that America was established for this specific reason. If other people in the world want it, they can see us and they can see what we're doing and how successful we are, and then they can then imitate that. Grass is always greener where you water it. Don't come over here just because, the grass is green over there. No. We work hard. We had a lot of people, hundreds of thousands of Americans died throughout the years in order to move forward our freedoms, grow our country, protect our country. See, that was the biggest problem that I saw in the Middle East when Bush went into Iraq and Clinton said, let's go into Iraq. She's on YouTube video right in front of Congress railing against Saddam Hussein. He's got weapons of mass destruction and we need to go in there and get him. Yes, she's a pathological liar. She cannot stop lying. Anyway, so not after the war, but when it was getting to the point to where we were going to turn over the country to the Iraqis, the moment that they were faced with ISIS or the moment they were faced with these rebels, they instantly dropped their guns and dropped our M16s and ran. And so that's why ISIS has so many weapons and so big and now in 38 different countries. That's why, because they had all our stuff. If you're not willing to die for it, if you're not willing to make a change and die for it, then you don't deserve it. I'm convinced. I thought originally everybody could have freedom and democracy. I honestly believe that because that's what I was told, and it sounded good. Why can't everybody have freedom? Now I know why. I've grown up and I've learned why everybody can't have freedom, because they're not willing to die for it. You've got to be willing to die for it in order to have it. And so Trevor digs deep into that, and it's emotional how he speaks about this country being a foreigner from another country and immigrating to America. I believe he's in the process. I believe he has his papers, green card, and in the process of citizenship. Long time, lots of money, got to wait in line, got to make it happen. And he talks about America being that shining city on the hill, that last beacon of hope. I'm telling you right now, folks, I'm not fear-mongering, but these people are watching us and they're saying, oh, Lord have mercy. America, if you fall to communism, the world will suffer 1,000 years of darkness. You're the last hope in this world. America is the last hope. And if you're offended by Donald Trump's words, good. Good. Be offended by his words. He says what he means, and he means what he says. He's not a liar. He's a builder. He's built thousands and thousands of hundreds of businesses, thousands upon tens of thousands of jobs, extremely successful, played by the rules. There's no such word as loophole in taxes or in business. It is a made-up, fictitious word. It is called a rule. Trump used a rule that is legally allowable by politicians who make these rules, and he used those rules. If he broke the law, he'd be in jail or he'd be penalized. And don't think he wouldn't be. Look how big Martha Stewart was. And she was penalized and went to prison. Don't think it can't happen. It will happen. Look at Bernie Madoff. He didn't play by the rules. You see what happens to big money that doesn't play by the rules? Government likes to make examples of them. Donald Trump, not one of them. He's played by the rules. He's a smart game player. Matter of fact, Frank Luntz's focus group gave positive feedback when Trump said, "Hey, I'm smart for not paying taxes," and Hillary kept hitting him on the taxes, and the people didn't like it because most people don't want to pay taxes. We already feel we're getting paid. We're paying too much in taxes as it is already. I mean, $19-20 trillion in debt, hundreds of millions and millions and millions of dollars ripped out of our economy and sent all around the world. Yeah, we're done. We're definitely done. You can see the tide turning. Just to kind of give you some positive news on Donald Trump and the campaign. Like I said, we're only 5 days away. New Hampshire is a left-leaning state, and it didn't look like there was even a reason for Trump to campaign there or even a possibility of winning it. Now, folks, tides are turning. Literally, the media is referring to Trump as the comeback kid, the underdog, just coming back and making it happen. He is working tirelessly, 3 and 4 shows a day, every single day. He's in one state to another state, one city to another, again and again and again, every day, all day long. He's 70 years old. I'm shocked and I'm amazed at the level of energy that he has and what he's been able to accomplish. And he's still putting on the shows. He's still getting out there. He's talking to the crowds. The crowds in North Carolina were huge, very large crowds. They're talking 10 to 12,000 in attendance. Now, a lot of pundits will say crowd size doesn't necessarily convert into votes, but this is a different world nowadays. It's this new news media, this digital media that we're involved in right now, this revolution. Folks, please share this show with your friends and your family. If you like this show, if you feel like, we resonate with each other, please share the show with your friends and your family. This is the new news media. We give it to you straight. We will find the articles and the news that's out there. We'll chew it up. We'll make sense of it all, and we'll give it to you. And we don't hold no punches. If Donald Trump does something that warrants us to say something negative or to expose something of sorts, we'll do it in a heartbeat. But I'm telling you right now, he is right every single time. I have not been able to prove him wrong yet. As soon as and I'm looking hard, because as soon as I can, I'll let you know. And I promise that. So here's some of the late breaking news. It's about a minute and a half clip. There's some late breaking news that came out late last night in the middle of the night about the Anthony Weiner, Huma Abedin, and Hillary Rotten Clinton.
It just got a whole lot worse. According to True Pundit, New York Police Department detectives and prosecutors working on the case against former Congressman Anthony Weiner disclosed the FBI has evidence to put Hillary Clinton and her crew away for life. They state that new revelations on the contents of that laptop, according to the law enforcement sources, implicate the Democratic presidential candidate, her subordinates, and even select elected officials in far more alleged serious crimes than mishandling classified and top-secret emails, according to the sources. They state here, the NYPD sources said that these new emails include evidence linking Clinton herself and associates to money laundering, child exploitation, sex crimes with minors, including children, perjury, pay-to-play through the Clinton Foundation, obstruction of justice, and other felony crimes. They state the Clinton investigation is now connected to a massive child trafficking and pedophile sex ring operating within Washington, D.C. NYPD detectives and an NYPD chief, the department's highest rank under the commissioner, said openly that if the FBI and the Justice Department fail to garner timely indictments against Clinton and co-conspirators, NYPD will go public with the damaging emails now in the hands of FBI Director James Comey, according to True Pundit. They state that the NYPD chief said that what's in the emails is staggering, and as a father, it turned my stomach. There is not going to be any Houdini-like escape from what we found. We have copies of everything. We will ship them to WikiLeaks, or I will personally hold my own press conference if it comes to that. Those are the words of the NYPD whistleblower.
This is serious, folks. I'm going to get into some details here real quick. I'm not going to get too graphic, but I am going to get into some details. So if you've got young children in the room, probably not a good time for them to be listening to some of the things that went down last night in the emails. All right. I'll give you about 30 seconds or so before I get into it. But as we steer that way, breaking news last night. Comey mandates all FBI agents report to Washington, D.C. offices to prepare for raids and possible arrest in the Clinton probes. This is no this will literally upend the entire Democrat Party. It's wishful thinking. It's hopeful thinking. Don't be the cynic. Don't be that guy. Don't be the cynic and sit there, they get away with everything. It's never going to happen. Don't be that guy. Hold out for hope. I held out for hope for O.J. Simpson, and he's still in prison. I know for something else, but it doesn't matter. He's still in prison. The Wiener has brought down the house. They have found inside the laptop, Anthony Weiner's laptop, they have found State Department top secret, classified information, documents, Hillary Clinton documents, Huma Abedin documents that are supposed to be secured on a secured server. They are all on a laptop laying in Anthony Weiner's lap. All involved in sex trafficking, like you heard before. It goes so deep, and it's so disgusting, and so just, it's vile. It's so bad. I'm not joking. It is really, really bad. I've seen a lot of bad things on the internet. Obviously, you can probably pretty much see anything you want. Some of the worst, most horrific things that'll shake you to your core. It really shake you. Is to watch ISIS behead somebody. As a human being with a soul and a heart and love for my family, love for my country, and a God-fearing man, to watch that happen is the part of you dies. There's something stolen from you, whether it be innocence or a part of something dies, and it's pretty horrific. Now, into the dark sex cult world of John Podesta, Bill Clinton, Hillary Clinton, it is brutal, to say the least. I'm going to try and describe this as very lightly as possible, but in the emails, there is a woman who offers to make what's called spirit cooking dinner, or a spirit dinner. And this has to do with, and she offers, she's like, hey, I'm going to make a spirit dinner for you tonight. Do you think you and John Podesta, I guess Podesta's brother, you want you and John to come over? I'm cooking for you tonight. Very innocent, no big deal. However, the woman is connected to, and in the email it says, Abramovic, 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 spirit dinner. Be careful Googling that, because you will, you probably lose it, because they make this drink, this dinner, using, how do I put it lightly, using like human, like bodily fluids and blood and stuff. And this is their cult practice thing. If this is in the John Podesta emails, it's just so disgusting. It's so foul. I mean, I can't even begin to tell you. People on the internet late last night were just losing it. The memes, the jokes, the just people being outraged. It was all warranted. There's no doubt about it. Also, sex slaves, sex trafficking. Apparently, there's about 33 girls who have been trafficked as sex slaves, sex objects. Jeffrey Epstein is involved, who's a multi-billionaire. He's been convicted already as a sex offender. He's registered as a sex offender. And, he's got money, and I think he did 6 months light duty, and he's out. So that'd be that. Lolita Express is the aircraft that is owned by him and would fly Bill Clinton up to, I believe it was about 20 different times, to his private island, which is referred to as Lovettsville. Love TTS, Lovettsville. And there you can pretty much have whatever you want. There's no question about it. And here's one of the emails that Leon Podesta had in his possession that WikiLeaks has dropped a bombshell on. This email was written to John Podesta and friends, and here this is the exact email. This is the excerpt that you need to hear. Excitement about our reprise of our gang's visit to the farm in Lovettsville. And I thought I'd share a couple more notes. We plan to heat the pool. So a night dip is possible. Bonnie will be Uber service to transport Rudy, Emerson, and Maeve, 11, 9, and almost 7. So you'll have some further entertainment. They will be in that pool for sure. It doesn't say 11 years old, 9 years old, and 7 years old. It doesn't say that. However, it says Rudy, Emerson, and Maeve. And then in parentheses, it says 11, 9, and almost 7. What does that mean? If it didn't mean their ages, what does that mean? It absolutely has to do with their ages. This is just so awful. This is the criminal element. This is the godless, soulless, criminal element that has lied, cheated, stealed by hook or by crook, has done everything they had to do to seize power. Money hungry, power grabbing, sex stealing, soul stealing individuals. That's who these people are. and it's coming out. Last night was a huge night for WikiLeaks dumping all this information out. They're talking about the FBI making arrests. They're talking about the FBI going out, making arrests, serving warrants, serving subpoenas. We'll see what happens. I mean, it's going to go down this weekend. I mean, we're on Friday, so do it on a Friday when nobody sees it, right? Well, if you stay here tuned to Smyth Radio, you'll know it because we'll talk about it. That is for sure. Here's a soundbite real quick. A politician shows up to MSNBC, and she's questioning him about the entire scandal that's going on. And listen to what he does. He pulls a little prank here at the end.
I want to talk about this Reuters report on a batch of emails, including some of yours, that talk about obviously limiting voting hours in North Carolina. They're reporting that you wrote, quote, I'm pulling it up on screen here, Dallas, many of our folks are angry and opposed to Sunday voting, that 6 days of voting in 1 week is enough. They also report that you urged members of the GOP serving on county election boards to follow the, quote, party line on early voting. Giving you a chance here, explain that to us.
I mean, we have a partisan system. We gave them some legal advice. The bottom line, though, is we have conducted this election under virtually all Democrat rules. We voted on Sundays. Look, there's some people in the Republican Party that do think that 6 days a week is enough of voting. I mean, we have 17 days of early voting. I assume that you're in New York or New Jersey where they have not one single day of early voting, not one. 60 miles to my north, Virginia has not one single day of early voting. We have 17. North Carolina Republicans and our boards of elections have offered more early voting sites and more early voting hours than the Democrats ever did. And we are seeing record turnout with early voting. We don't have a suppression vote problem in North Carolina. The Democrats have a depression problem. And you know why? It's very simple. Their candidate, if elected, could have these on Inauguration Day.
He is holding up a set of handcuffs.
And props for our show here, Dallas? That's a pair of handcuffs.
Absolutely.
Is this the kind of rhetoric that you want to be seeing 5 days out from an election?
Well, I mean, here's the bottom line. Look, here's the bottom line. Mr. Obama was here in North Carolina yesterday at Chapel Hill, a very liberal area, had a big rally. Guess what? He is not her. He is much more inspiring to people in North Carolina to vote than she is. You know, she is accused of misdeeds with her email. She is accused of problems with the Clinton Foundation. People in America don't trust her. And that's why Democrats have a depression problem. There is no suppression problem because early voting is vastly up all across North Carolina.
So much to get into here, Dallas. I'm getting a hard rap from my producer, but I want to have you back to dive into some more of this.
Well, I mean,
soon.
you know, your producer should loosen up because we make good TV together, Miss Jackson.
Dallas Woodhouse, thank you very much.
Yes. Got to cut him off. He's holding up a pair of handcuffs. No joke, folks. No joke. MSNBC will never invite him back again. He will never be back to make the show. Oh, they're going to be done with that one. Oh, I love it. I love it. See, this is the Republicans that we've always been wanting, that we wanted to vote for, that we want to be in there, that we knew could do it. The guys that are in your face, that don't take these liars. Call them out as liars. If they are lying, call them out. So now we've got Republicans noticing that if they get tough, they can win elections. Another email that came out last night, Cheryl Mills and Huma Abedin discussing the hate relationship between Hillary Clinton and Biden. And it was so much hate and it went so bad and so wrong. Huma said, I really can't describe it all in an email. So apparently that's why you never see Biden and Hillary together. Almost never, never, never. Another email that came out last night, back in April 2011, Christopher Stevens, April, May, June, July, August, September, 5 months before 2011, 5 months before September 11th, when he was raped and murdered by Muslim terrorists. Yes, Muslim Islamic terrorist, raped and murdered our ambassador, Christopher Stevens. Correct. So 5 months before that happened, Christopher Stevens sent an email and said, you know what? I really need to get out of here. This is a bad, bad situation, and it's only going to get worse. We need to get out of here. We need to pull out. Please help us pull out. Christopher Stevens was given a talking to and persuaded to stay. And the reason being, the optics didn't look good if he left. It would look like America was losing. Okay, so Great Britain pulls out. The Red Cross is bombed. Other places pull out. There are no other countries there except us. And Christopher Stevens says, I need to get out of here. Nobody. Optics don't look good. So having him raped and murdered in the streets, those were good optics. Wow. The decision-making process on this woman is absolutely reprehensible. She just doesn't have it. It's lost. It's just lost. Robbie Mook, the Hillary's campaign pajama boy guy that heads up her campaign, in his email, he's trying to work out ideas to distract from the WikiLeaks email spill. And he says, quote, we could even have her come out against the Keystone Pipeline on Monday. Not sure where that stands, though, period, which will solicit criticism, but that might help distract from the emails, kind of like bundling taxes, health, and email last Friday. Yes, they know it's bad, and they're trying to distract from it as well. It's just awful, awful, awful. 12th of August, 2015. So about a year and a month and a half ago. So just a little over a year ago, there's an email that came out to Pedestal, begging Pedestal. And the title of the email was, why doesn't she just turn the server over to a third party at this point? The people inside her camp are absolutely furious and starting to get worried, starting to get frustrated. Think about this. Think if this was your boss at work and all this heat was around and you knew your boss wasn't doing anything to stop it and it just kept coming and coming like an avalanche. You're going to eventually speak up and say something. It has to happen. So some of the tweets that Hillary tweeted out last night, I'm not sure what was going on last night, the 3rd November 2016. I don't know if she got hacked or what, but she tweeted out, we are all safer when everyone has respect for the law and everyone is respected by the law. I don't believe we're at our best when we stoke fear about each other. What? This woman is completely, if this is her writing this, she is completely and utterly brain dead. She's absolutely insane if she's actually the one writing these tweets out. So you got me, folks. Julian Assange from WikiLeaks showed some information that came out last night. It said pro-Clinton media begs the UK government to storm the Ecuadorian embassy and arrest Julian Assange. We've got to stop the hemorrhaging of emails and information that's getting out on all these foreign governments, dignitaries, corrupt systems, one world order, globalist. Yeah, we got to stop that stuff, man, because Julian is upsetting the apple cart. Yeah, go figure. I mean, anything to hold on to their power. I'll tell you what Trump said when his first 100 days, term limits, it's coming, baby. So, Nancy Pelosi, John McCain, Mitch McConnell, Lindsey Graham. Oh, y'all rich already. You're multi-millionaires already, so it doesn't even matter. But you'll be gone, which will be better for this country, without a doubt. Those are Republicans, well, except for Nancy Pelosi, but the Republicans I named off, absolutely establishment, beholden to the establishment, career politicians, which was never supposed to be. And they've done whatever they had to do to keep their money flowing, to keep the gravy train going. Certainly not by stopping or bucking Obama at all, but giving him whatever he wants. Thank you, Paul Ryan. $4 trillion 9-month budget that immediately put us in debt, $2 trillion. Thank you. Oh, speaking about trillion, wow, I don't know why that just came up to my mind. If you're a computer geek or computer guru, you'll understand what a terabyte is. If not, I'm sure you know what a kilobyte or a gigabyte is. Like you could have 1 gig of memory. Most phones, like I have a little chip that I put in my phone for extra memory. I think it's an extra 15 gig or 20 gig, something like that, for larger memory. And gig, let's see, a movie, a movie that you watch a movie, that's about 1 gigabyte for one movie. A terabyte is 1,000 gigabyte. I know you tech guys, if I got that wrong, I know you tech guys are going to kill me on that. Anyways, it is a massive amount of information. A terabyte. Well, apparently 2 terabyte hard drive in the State Department archives. FBI went to go retrieve it last night. Had the time that Hillary Clinton was Secretary of State, had all that information on that hard drive, that 2 terabyte hard drive. Yeah, it was stolen. It's missing. They don't know where it is. They went to retrieve it, and apparently it is gone. Nowhere's to be found. That had happened once before in Hillary Clinton's lifetime in the government, to where the government went looking for information that was stored and archived on her, and it came up missing as well. That was a real bad one. I know. I'm kind of browsing here real quick. The 2 terabyte hard drive was stolen. Something else. Oh, the emails show that the Justice Department, they gave Clinton's campaign a heads up about what they were going to talk to her in testimony. That was broke by Fox News, by the way. The crime, it just doesn't stop. Everybody up there is just seething with it. The money, the power, the positions. Guilty. When Trump says drain the swamp, yeah, folks, that's what needs to happen. I mean, listen to Obama last night in North Carolina. As you know, that last soundbite, he gave a speech last night in North Carolina and trying to rally in the troops, trying to get people fired up. I'm not sure if I buy that he was getting people fired up that much, but he did have a few choice words to say, which the longer he goes, the more pathetic he gets. I'm serious. It just keeps getting worse and worse. This is, let's see, where we're going with this. There we go. Okay, this is Obama's speech last night in North Carolina. It's a 2-part speech, so he'll say one clip, and then it goes out, and then it comes back to another clip.
But keep in mind, North Carolina, all the progress that we've made over the last 8 years, all the progress we hope to make over the next 8 years, all of that goes out the window if we don't win this election. And we don't win this election, potentially, if we don't win North Carolina.
You hear that enthusiasm? You hear how he's getting them fired up? Yeah, me too.
So, I hate to put a little pressure on you, but the fate of the republic rests on your shoulders. The fate of the world is teetering, and you, North Carolina, are going to have to make sure that we push it in the right direction.
I think they held up the sign applause. I think so. They had the guys up front throwing their hands in the air, applause, applaud, applaud now. I think that's really what happened, because that was, did you hear it in his voice? The strain? He knows this thing is lost. And he's probably shaking his head saying, guys, why did you put all your apples in this rotten cart? Well, he didn't say it because he's part of the rotten cart too.
I am not on the ballot. But I tell you what, fairness is on the ballot. Decency is on the ballot.
Oh, fairness and decency is on the ballot. Fairness in the sense that Hillary should serve prison time for treason. Fairness that she should be treated like anybody else in America. Okay.
Justice is on the ballot.
Justice is on the ballot. FBI. Comey is involved. Again.
Progress is on the ballot. Our democracy is on the ballot right now. And Hillary gives you a chance to advance our democracy. But you got to do everything you can to make sure everybody votes. Your friends, your family, your cousins, your uncle, your neighbors, your co-workers. Tell them this is the moment where America stands up for our best selves. Stand up and reject cynicism. Stand up and reject fear. Choose hope. Choose hope. Choose hope. Choose hope. Choose hope. Vote. And if you do, we will elect Hillary Clinton, the next president of the United States. We will elect Deborah Ross, the next senator from the great state of North Carolina. We'll continue this amazing journey and finish what we started and remind the world why this is the greatest country on earth. God bless you, North Carolina. God bless the United States of America.
It just, is it me, or you're not feeling that? It's just not happening, folks. It doesn't do anything for me other than say, oh, wow, that's sad. It's a sad, old, washed-up guy. Peaked early, washed out fast. Boy, he could give Chris Matthews a tinkle up his leg, though, back in the day. Back 8 years ago, he had people chanting hope and change, hope he change, you hope he change. They ain't chanting that no more. And I don't know what kind of crowd he pulled together, but it didn't sound like a very big crowd. And he's stumping for Hillary. Michelle Obama's stumping for Hillary. I don't think they have Bill Clinton out there anymore. And oh, by the way, Huma's been in hiding. Huma Abedin, she's no longer traveling with the Queen Bee, if you will. And the Queen Bee had her rally in Florida.
I am sick and tired of the negative, dark, divisive, dangerous vision and behavior of people who support Donald Trump. It is time for us to say no. We are not going backwards. We're going forward into a brighter future.
What was all of that? Did you hear that? These people have gone absolutely on knocking on desperation's door, if you will. You got me, folks. It's some really bad stuff that's going on around there, and They just can't pull it together. In that speech that Obama gave in North Carolina to vote for Hillary Clinton, this came from Breitbart News. Apparently, I couldn't find the sound clip anywhere, but I found this on Breitbart. So he's warning them that Donald Trump would tolerate the support of the Ku Klux Klan if he's elected president. Quote, if you accept the support of the Klan sympathizers, the Klan, and hesitate when asked about that support, then you'll tolerate the support when you're in office. And he added that Trump would disrespect the Constitution as president, citing the Republican nominee vowed to put Hillary Clinton in jail. You mean you threaten to throw your opponent in jail without due process? Then imagine what you'll do when you actually have the power to violate the Constitution along those lines. That's what Obama said with projection, because he knows damn well he's got absolutely no respect for the Constitution, and he knows that that he has violated it many, many times. So he's projecting on Donald Trump. Thank you there, Mr. Obama. We will be happy when you go away. Just go away, man. You're done. Oh, just a little. I kind of threw this out there because I thought it was kind of neat. July 2015, so a year and 4 or 5 months ago, in Vegas, the odds of Trump winning. This is right around when Trump announced that he was running for president, I believe, and the odds in Vegas were 132 to 1 that Trump would win. And there's a guy who put $10,000 cash bet on Trump to win. Don't worry about the math. I'll do the math for you, folks. He now stands to win $1.32 million. Yeah. That's a heck of a bet, my friends. That's a heck of a bet. Independents, after learning about all the Wikileaks, after learning about the FBI and criminal investigation against Clinton and 5 different agencies investigating the Clinton Foundation, independents are heavily leaning Trump now. Polls are swaying, tides are turning. North Carolina up, Pennsylvania up, Ohio up. Internal polls. These are polls that the campaigns take and pay for on their own. So they want the most accurate and honest poll possible to see where they need to go or what they need to do. So I would trust that poll more than I would CNN's poll, obviously. So, but inside information has it that Trump's internal polls show he's up close to double digits in Ohio. It doesn't mean don't vote. That means we still have to get out and vote. We have to make this happen. There's no question about that. But get that good feeling and fill your sails with the tide shifting winds, grab those trade winds and set sail, because this is happening, folks. We are making a difference. We're out there fighting it every day. Talk to your friends, talk to your family. Just, you don't even have to talk to them about Trump. Just ask them what they think about the FBI investigation. And let them ramble on, and they'll convince themselves that they know what they need to do. It's not that hard. North Carolina has Trump up +5 in one of the polls. Another poll in Virginia, Trump was down 12 points. So he had a deficit of 12 points. Hillary had a 12-point lead in Virginia. That 12-point lead has been erased, and he is now up 3 in Virginia. It's just, thank the good Lord above that we actually have somebody out there like Trump that's willing to do this. He didn't have to do this. He's got all the money he's ever needed. He did not have to get involved. Matter of fact, a few times he decided, this wasn't it. This isn't right. I'm not feeling it. This isn't working out. But I tell you what, he knows he had the vision and called 9/11, the tragedy of 9/11. He called it 2 to 3 years prior to it happening, and he named Osama bin Laden. There was a couple other instances that he called things out like that again, and I'm telling you, folks, this is the real deal. This is definitely the real deal. Let me play a real sound clip for you real quick. This is Katie Hopkins. She's out of Great Britain. I might have played this yesterday, but I want to play it again because I just love her strength, her enthusiasm, and her zeal to crush the mainstream media, and CNN. Here's Katie Hopkins destroying CNN.
Trump, but our next guest insists that Trump will win. DailyMail.com columnist Katie Hopkins joins me now. You think he's going to win?
I think he's going to win. I think you guys are in for a big surprise, which I'm quite excited about. I think we've seen a very similar thing here in the UK with Brexit. We saw a lot of the liberal press kind of sneering at Brexiteers. We saw a lot of the sneering that we see from the Clinton News Network, and I think it's something we
That's CNN. You're calling us the Clinton News Network.
That's exactly correct. And
why? Why do you call us the Clinton News Network?
Because
when we prominently featured a Florida poll that showed Donald Trump had a couple of points
and
lead
earlier
in
on
Florida.
this evening on Twitter, you were telling me, Hillary Clinton has a 12-point lead, and now you're having to look at Florida polls showing a 2-point lead.
But those are two different.
Very hard for you.
Though entirely different things. One is a national poll that showed she had. One poll that showed she had a 12-point lead, others show a 9-point lead. Nationally, she's been ahead
I think
for
we're
weeks.
all very bored of the polls. I think none of us need to take any notice of them whatsoever. We learned that in the UK with Brexit. We learned it indeed with our general election. What I will say, having sat in the Republican convention in Cleveland and watched your news network, it is entirely biased, I think, in coverage. And I think Trump's doing a great job.
Yes, Trump is doing a great job. Like I said before, he's out there just working like a dog, tirelessly out there campaigning day in and day out, 3 to 4 times a day, out there making it happen. Folks, keep your fingers crossed that this comes down with the FBI. I certainly have mine crossed. There's a lot of tinfoil hat stuff that's going on out there, but don't throw it away. Don't ignore those things right now. I certainly did early on, and I know Carrie and I both did on a lot of things. If you'd have told us that this was going to go down like this, 2 years ago, I wouldn't have believed you. Tinfoil hat stuff. I am shocked at the information and the cracking, if you will, the cracking of the system, the breaking of the system that is falling down around the Clintons, the facade that they had put up, these sex scandals. And when I say sex scandals in the sense of all the rape and the sex trafficking, the underage minors, all these things that are coming out right now, all about Bill Clinton and Hillary Clinton aiding and abetting and being part of it as well. All the emails, all the criminal elements of the emails that are coming out. I just can't even begin to tell you how damning this would be for anybody in this world. Nobody would be able to get away with the things that have been gotten away with so far without paying high up officials, paying insiders, dirty deeds done dirt cheap, if you will. Oh, wow, folks. Stay with us. Share us with your friends. Like us on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter. And share our show with anybody and everybody you know. We are here to make America great again. Supporting Donald J. Trump.
With unfathomable power.
What kind of power?
Unfathomable. It's without fathom.